And you certainly don't have to live in that neighborhood to be worried about safety tonight. Even in your own home, you're at risk.
That's right. You assume locking your doors keeps intruders out, but we have learned that even amateur thieves can now crack that lock in just seconds. Sean O'Shea is live in Pickering tonight with a new NewsHour exclusive. And Sean, you're focusing on a new trend among burglars. It's called lock bumping.
Yeah, Leslie, good evening. The average person probably hasn't heard the term lock bumping, but the average criminal probably has. Now, the fact is, bad guys are familiar with this technique. We're in a residential neighborhood, a very quiet Pickering residential neighborhood, a place where people are sitting behind their closed doors thinking that they're safe. But are they really safe? Your home is your castle. Keeping it safe from intruders is a job that begins at the front door.
It is the front line. Yes, it's the most important that you could use is a lock.
But chances are your lock probably isn't up to the job, and your safety could be at risk. Last year, Global News showed how a pro could pick a lock in a pinch, get into the average house in a matter of a few seconds. But now there's another safety threat that's in the hands of any amateur who wants to get inside your home.
It's available on the internet, and any normal person can go on the internet and look this up.
Hi, my name is Tyler, and I'm going to show you how to make and use a bump key.
The technique is called lock bumping. It's demonstrated in videos like this one online.
A bump key, when properly used, will open any lock that it fits into.
As the videos explain, all you need is a file and a key from the same brand of lock on the door, and you're in business. Meaning that with minimal effort and at virtually no cost, someone can make a key that will fit your front or back door, defeating the majority of locks on the market today.
You take the file and file it down.
We follow the instructions online. It takes only a couple of minutes to file down the key. Once it's finished, I try to open a deadbolt lock that guards one of our global videotape libraries. It takes a little practice. I've never done this before. But after a little trying, the lock turns.
4 seconds.
I ask some staff members to try it too. Each one who works the lock has the same result. The key works time and again. All because the bump key we crudely create is able to defeat, but not actually damage, the internal workings of the average lock. Now, lock bumping, as I said, not something that is brand new. The bad guys, the criminals, they've all known about this for a while. So have the locksmiths, but it's become popularized, especially because of the fact that you can learn how to do it on the internet, and it is especially becoming a problem in the United States. Remember the story, the secure area at Global. We were able to get through there not once, but several times. But we wanted to find out, could we in fact do the same thing in a neighborhood? Because let's face it, it's a neighborhood where people expect to have safety. So in a few minutes, we're going to come back and we're going to find out whether we can in fact bump a lock here in the residential neighborhood. Leslie, back to you.
All right, Sean O'Shea, we'll see you live in Pickering in our next segment. Thank you, Sean.
Well, we have a follow-up now on an exclusive story we brought you last night on lock bumping. That's a new technique used by burglars to break into your home.
Well, tonight our Sean O'Shea is back at the same home in Pickering with advice on how to protect yourself. Sean.
Well, good evening, Leslie. The message tonight is check out your door locks and consider replacing them with something of better quality, especially if you're living in a fairly new subdivision and it was the builder who actually installed your locks, because getting your lock bumped is bad news. It's a frightening idea. A criminal getting into your home with a key he made himself. It's a technique called lock bumping, taught in how-to videos like this one on the internet. Last night we showed how someone could get into a house in just a few seconds with a key that took a couple of minutes to file. A bump key that can render solid-looking deadbolt locks ineffective. Security experts say the public should know about this growing threat.
This is public information now. It's very popular about bumping locks with bumping keys. It's out there. It's on the internet, and I've known about it for 2 years.
Most inexpensive locks can't protect you against a bump.
They do nothing to address the types of keyways that allow techniques like bumping to access the door.
But is there anything you can do to defeat a criminal who wants to bump your lock?
Absolutely. There's a lot that they can do. There are a number of security products available today that will stop key bumping.
It starts with buying a better quality lock. Companies like Multi-Lock and Medico make bump-resistant products. They're especially effective because replacement keys have to be bought directly from a locksmith. In Europe, bump-resistant locks are standard fare. Not so here. Most mainstream locks now sold at building supply stores have some degree of protection against bumping, though you can't tell from the packaging. Still, anything in your home that's more than 5 years old may leave your home vulnerable. Some other products can inexpensively cut the risk of being bumped, like this plastic lion that fits on the back of your door.
And this device fits onto your deadbolt lock. And if you can see from the back here, the key cannot turn.
After showing viewers how easily we were able to bump into this Pickering home, we had pre-lock security remove the builder's hardware and put in a higher level of security. Now, unless you're an expert, unless you're a locksmith, you really may have no absolute idea whether your particular lock is safe, so you may want to be able to get some professional advice. But remember this, the fact is that a lot of the builders' hardware in homes, definitely not bump resistant. You probably want to get those changed, Leslie.
Yeah, lots to think about again tonight. So, Sean, how much is it going to cost to properly protect our homes from lock bumping?
Well, it's one of those questions. You can spend a little or you can spend a lot. We went out to a builder supply store today and bought this Schlager brand residential lock. Pretty good for about $40. Pretty good for bump resistance. Maybe not the best. That Lock Lion, that one that covers your back lock, that's only a couple of bucks. Now, last night we were here and we used this house as an example. So we paid a locksmith to basically do the Cadillac, the really top job here. We installed an Israeli-made multi-lock here, considered the best residential lock in the world. That's about $350. But there's no point in just doing the lock. We decided to spend a couple $100 reinforcing the door so that the burglar wouldn't be able to kick in the door. We added a couple of other features here. So you can spend a little or you can spend a lot, but you got to look at it this way. Bumping is going to be a growing problem when it comes to break-ins. There's a lot of dollar value and human value in your home. All I'm saying tonight is you want to reevaluate your locks to see whether they're as safe as they possibly can be. Leslie.
Leave it there. Sean O'Shea in Pickering. Thank you, Sean.